Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today with another one of those multi-news updates. What are we going to be calling this? Let me know down below. Anyway, a lot of you really responded in a positive manner to my most recent Obsidian news update where we talked about Grounded, the Outer Worlds DLC, we talked about Obsidian's new AAA RPG, and we had it all nice and tidy, segmented by timestamps. So we're trying that again, this time with Cyberpunk as well as Fallout. The Vault Boy is making an appearance in a certain game, and who could have seen that one coming? I'll tell you what, I saw it coming. It's me. I'm the one who saw it coming. Anyway, we want to get started with Cyberpunk in today's video because hype is building up. I'm really starting to feel it a little bit more than originally because it feels like it's been so long since we've seen anything new for Cyberpunk, and now we're seeing a bunch of updates when it comes to previews, when Night City Wire is taking place, as well as something interesting that'll be expanding what Cyberpunk 2077 is. Let's talk about the previews a bit, which are now here on Monday, just beginning. And to my surprise, as I had speculated in my delay video for Cyberpunk 2077, these are in-person previews. I thought that CD Projekt Red, as well as most companies in the games industry, would be taking a digital route, seeing what your specs are for your PC, if you can run it, and maybe having some type of digital session to test out the game. However, they're bringing people in. There are many folks right now playing Cyberpunk 2077 as we speak, and it's fine. I'm not jealous at all. I don't care. I'm fine. I'm okay. Seriously.
Shut up.
Anyway, we can take a look at some of the photos here just to get an idea of how these events go all out. We see Welcome to the Dark Future on the outside with the Oni mask on the very front door. Inside we can see customized DX Racer chairs with the Cyberpunk logo on them, giant TVs playing what looks to be more gameplay. There's a stylized bar similar to something I saw at E3 2018 when Cyberpunk was first shown off to the press. So yeah, they went all out for this press preview event. Apparently only like 20 some odd people in total are going to be seeing what CD Projekt Red has in store for us. I don't know if they're going to be expanding this, if they plan on having content creators like myself or more members of the press going to play this game. But as it stands now, it's a selected small few, and I'm looking very much forward to reading some of the previews. Of course, we'll do reviewing the reviews, or in this case, reviewing the previews of Cyberpunk 2077, because I think that'll be an interesting video. Now, for all of us normies out here, we're waiting for Night City Wire to get our taste of Cyberpunk 2077. This is going to be a show dedicated to dripping out news on this upcoming title. When is it happening though, right? Like, we know it's coming Thursday, June 25th, but what time? I didn't realize we actually didn't have an answer to this until CD Projekt Red was asked, and here's the response we got. Don't worry guys, we will share the exact time before it airs, promise. But when? 1 hour before? To which Marcin writes, we want people to watch it, so it will be earlier than that. I gotta be honest, as someone who has it written down on my calendar, like Night City Wire on June 25th, I don't know how it didn't come to me, wow, we don't have a time for this. And we're only a short few days away, so for people to plan properly, I hope they drop a time relatively soon, especially me. I want to stream this thing, man, so I want to know when I either got to be awake or how late I got to stay up. Maybe it's in the middle of the day, that'd be perfect, but I am very much looking forward to Night City Wire, and it seems like we'll have a time within probably the next day or two would be my guess. Now, I mentioned at the starting of this video that Cyberpunk 2077 will be expanding in a certain way, and I found this interesting, and it sort of leads into what I was speculating about in my delay video, where I feel like part of the reason Cyberpunk got delayed was of course for polish, but also for marketing purposes. And now we're seeing one piece of extra story come out that we'll be able to experience on September 9th of this year. It's called Cyberpunk 2077 Trauma Team. This is the first issue in the volume. It says, Nadia, an assistant EMT for a privately owned business known as Trauma Team International, is the sole survivor of a failed rescue mission turned shootout. After she agrees to continue work for an upcoming extraction mission, Nadia and her team find themselves in an even more dangerous and life-threatening situation, and this is featuring the incredible creative team of writer Colin Bunn, who worked on Harrow County, as well as the Uncanny X-Men, and illustrator Miguel Valderrama, who worked on Giants. So this is actually a brand new Cyberpunk 2077 comic series hosted by Dark Horse comics. Like I said, it's releasing on September 9th, 2020. It'll be out for $3.99 the first issue, which is 32 pages long, so it's not going to be an insane deep dive. But I do imagine we're going to see more issues down the line expanding on this story. I don't know if it'll play a factor at all inside the main story or things happening within the game, or if it's just going to build out the lore. But for me personally, my own hype levels, and especially because it's only $4, I have no problem investing in this, seeing what exactly Trauma Team is, and overall familiarizing myself a little bit more with the Cyberpunk universe. But given that this is launching the same month that Cyberpunk originally was supposed to launch, I wonder if they already had the delay in place and now they're going to start doing sort of what we'll say Fallout 4 did, for those of you who've been tuning into my channel for a while, where now that we're gonna have 5 months of just little things being sold like pop figures, collectibles, wallets, comics, like journals, everything to just build up sales, because they invested a lot in this game, right? They are spending a ton of money on it. They've been developing it technically since 2012. Obviously, it's not been one straight dev cycle, but they've been consistently chipping away at it since then. So I would say expect to see more expanded universe stuff for Cyberpunk. I feel like this is only the beginning. I imagine we'll see something along the lines of maybe a book, more comics, instead of just only Trauma Team. We'll see, but that's just my personal prediction based off the announcement of this comic book, which is coming once again in September, and I'm looking really forward to it. Lastly, and I do want to cover this just to due diligence, even though it's relatively old news in the scheme of YouTube news updates, Cyberpunk 2077 has been confirmed to be also backwards compatible for the PS5. So if you buy the PS4 version, you will be able to run it on your PS5. Let's read the following tweets. We are happy to confirm that Cyberpunk 2077 will be backwards compatible with both next-gen consoles. Your PS4 copy of the game will work on PS5 on launch day. Anyone who buys the game on Xbox One will be able to play their copy on Series X, as we already knew, when the console launches too. A later upgrade to Cyberpunk 2077, taking full advantage of the next-gen hardware, will be available for free. So if you have the means, given the release date and likely the timing of consoles, and now we know that there's going to be an update taking advantage of the next-gen hardware, and I just have this inkling that like the PS4 and the Xbox One are going to struggle to run this, I'm going to say that this next-gen upgrade is something really worth keeping your eye on. And personally, I think it's the right move across the board. I can't wait to see what they do. Will it be in 60 FPS now? Will it just result in maybe more people on screen, less slowdowns in combat? I'm curious to see where they take advantage of this new technology. Shorter loading screens I feel are a given, but what else could they do with this power? Alright, last but certainly not least is the Vault Boy, who's making a mysterious return on the Nintendo console. And yeah, he's a me gunner in Smash Ultimate. I was flabbergasted too, man. I really couldn't believe it. I knew that they were gonna reveal Min Min today, and I was like, all right, cool. I like ARMS. I like Min Min. Like, I thought this was overall a really good choice. But I did not expect the Vault Boy to be added on the very same day. And I felt that was very relevant to my channel because, like I said, a while back, your boy made a whole video talking about Bethesda characters coming to Smash Brothers, and now there has been a rumor for a while Doom Guy will be in Smash, so I feel Bethesda's setting the stage. This is their first inclusion inside Smash Bros. Now, my personal prediction is that they're gonna do Master Chief next, and then they're either gonna do Dovahkiin or Doom Guy. Now, Dovahkiin is in a way just as recognizable as Doom Guy. I think Doom Guy's been around longer. He has a bigger legacy. I think he's the better fit for Smash, but some will say he's too M-rated, which is where the Dovahkiin comes in, because the Dovahkiin, man, the shouts, he could be like a sword character or an axe character. He's got magic. Like, there's so many options there. One of the most iconic faces in gaming. Put a Nord helmet on his head, give him some long, scraggly hair like myself, build him up a little bit, and put him out there and Smash, and I will lose my mind and like make 5 videos on it. But the main reason I wanted to talk about this is a lot of people have speculated on, now that we have Vault Boy in Smash, does this mean more Fallout is coming to the Nintendo Switch? And this doesn't mean it's not happening, but I think this is more so a tip of the cap to the popularity of Fallout Shelter, which is already available on Nintendo Switch. And I know that sounds silly, but I really think it is. Plus, Vault Boy is iconic. I don't know if he's Smash character level iconic, but at least the skin for a me gunner that's fine. Because I remember speculating, and it's really hard to come up with like a full move set for the Vault Boy that's like instantly recognizable. That's why I said the Dovahkiin makes more sense. Doom Guy makes a little bit more sense. Although I think they could have gone crazy with him in all his multiple forms. Like I have a bunch of the Fallout 3 Vault Boy bobbleheads, and you have one of him like Nerd Rage, and you have him with the energy weapon, which is the version they're using here with the Me Gunner, and then you can have him as like a scientist. Like there's just so many ways he can transform that maybe using the special button to have him change into those different forms could have been a way for them to squeeze him into the roster, but still, it's really cool to see him there. I will be playing him. I have a really cool video in mind, so keep an eye out for that on June 29th when the DLC drops. I'm really, really excited to do that. I don't want to say any more, but I had this really neat idea. So that'll do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this enjoyable and informative. Let me know once more down below if you do like these types of multi-news style videos, because some days like today there's big news like Crash being revealed, there's a new Smash fighter, but that's not super relevant to my channel, where I could take all these little Cyberpunk news bits and combine them into one video. So let me know if you still enjoy this type of stuff, and I'll be sure to consider it in the future where I think we have a slower news day and we can't just take one topic and go all in on it. Anyway, I look forward to seeing your thoughts in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all of the patrons. We are well past 200 patrons right now, which is just insane to me. Can't wrap my mind around it. We just continue to grow here. So thank you so much for believing in me, and I'll talk with all of you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.